And UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres is in Somalia on an emergency visit. He'll be focusing on the country's famine crisis. On Twitter, the UN chief has urged the international community to take action. He says the combination of ongoing conflict, drought, climate change, disease and cholera in Somalia is, quote, a nightmare. Guterres has also offered a pledge of solidarity to new President Mohamed Abdullahi Farmajo. Let's get you more on that story now. I'm joined live from Mogadishu by CGTN's Abdulaziz Bilo. Abdul, what can you tell us about the visit by Antonio Guterres? What's on his agenda while in Mogadishu?
Well, Penina, the UN chief Antonio Guterres right now has departed Mogadishu for the southwest town of Baidoa. That's around 250 kilometers southwest of Mogadishu, where humanitarian disaster looms in that region. It's that same region that almost 100 people died a few days ago because of hunger and cholera. So according to Antonio Guterres, his primary focus here in visiting Somalia and in visiting the African continent is to address the ongoing drought crisis. And he said that his primary focus is to avert a possible famine in 4 countries, in Nigeria, in Yemen, Somalia and also in South Sudan. So one of his the main focus of his visit here, other than that, was also security, where the UN chief said alongside the Somali president that the time to act is now. And Somalia is facing in two situations. Is on one side it's facing a tragedy, that's the humanitarian crisis that threatens 6.2 million people, nearly half of the country's total population. And the UN chief also said that the UN requires $825 million to support 5.5 million people who are on the brink of starvation here in Somalia. And the appeal was, the UN chief was flanked by Somali President Mohamed Abdullahi Farmajo, whom the UN chief said that Somalia is in tragedy and at the same time is facing hope because of the new government. And definitely that was the message of the Secretary General. And in terms of security, he called on the African Union forces to pacify the remaining regions of Somalia, and the international community should live up to its expectation of stabilizing Somalia and supporting the African Union forces, and at the same time supporting the new government in efforts to strengthen the security forces so that it can better tackle the Al-Shabaab. So the Secretary General right now is in Baidoa visiting a displaced camp and an hospital where the humanitarian crisis there is about to become famine, Penina.
All right, let's leave it there for now, Abdulaziz Bilo in Mogadishu.